What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again here to bring you guys yet another video, and today we're here with the first graded submission on the second YouTube channel. I actually did do a graded submission on my main YouTube channel, but that was a really long time ago, and that was with a different grading company. PCG is a relatively big, or getting a much bigger reputation in the community. They actually partnered up with Flesh and Blood, and they actually grade a lot of the prize cards officially with Legend Story Studios, which is pretty crazy to think about. It's been, making their way into the US. It's in New Zealand, Australia. It's in a lot of countries now, and it's definitely the company that I like to go with in Australia for grading my cards. But interestingly enough, when I opened the package, I got my main box, and then there was the side box. Now, if I remember correctly, I have heard if you get a perfect graded card, it comes in a separate box, so it might be relating to that, or maybe it's just extra space because they didn't fit it in the box. I don't know what the issue is, so we're going to open this one last, but we have the main box here, which has a lot of cards. Now, the cards that are submitted in this submission are One Piece cards, as well as Flesh and Blood. So we're going to go ahead and open up this bad boy and see what we have in store, if I can figure out how to open it. Okay, there we go. So it opens up just like a flap. And there we go. Now I want to make sure that we get the right side. That is the back. Okay, so we're gonna do the slow roll reveals, of course, for all of these cards. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and grab the first card. Okay, so the first one here is Spellbound Creepers. Now, not all of these cards are actually mine. Some of these are actually my sister's, and she collects a lot of the Flesh and Blood stuff, and I got some of them graded. So this is a Flesh and Blood card, Spellbound Creepers, which is a legendary, and it is a cold foil, first edition, cold foil legendary from Tales of Aria, and it is a silver border, so this one is not going to be a great grade here. But this is a really good card. It is a card that is actually used in competitive play. So let's go ahead and see what it is. It's going to be a 9, okay. So the corners and the surface are kind of screwed up. I can actually go ahead and show you guys the better grade there. The next one, oh my god, okay, this one was actually kind of, this one's at the double side. I completely forgot about the double side. So this is also a silver label, so I'm not expecting this to be too good. But the Aether Ashwing, which is actually a double-sided cold foil, which is really cool. You got the ash on one side, you have the Aether Ashwing on the other side, but it is a silver, so I'm not expecting it to be too much. This is actually another one of my sister's cards, so let's go ahead and just reveal it. An 8.5, that's actually really bad. The corner's got an 8 on it, really. I'm not really too sure why the corner's got an 8. Down here, there's actually some chipping on this corner. It might be hard to see, and this corner does have a little bit of indentation. But I mean, that's actually really bad. The centering 9.5, surface 9, but the corners and the edges is what really screwed over the ash token. So I'm sure my sister's not going to be happy about that one. Next is going to be another silver label. This is actually my card right here, Crown of Providence. Yeah, so that's another silver. Not looking forward to that. Hopefully we can kick things up towards the end here. So, the Crown of Providence is a really good card that sees a lot of competitive play in Flesh and Blood. This is not the cold foil version, which would have definitely been a lot more expensive. I did pull this actually out of a couple of my boxes from Uprising from Flesh and Blood. But let's go ahead and reveal it. It is a 9, okay, so we take that. 9s across the board, but a 9.5 for the edges. You know what? I'll take it. You know, this is actually my card, so I'm actually not too pissed about that one. A 9 is still really good. Would have definitely preferred a 9.5 or a 10, but hey, we will gladly take that. Okay, let's move on. We've got some more Flesh and Blood coming up. So this is the double-sided legendary cold foil Invoke Soraya, which is also a silver label. So, you know, so far, not looking too good. So I assume the One Piece cards are going to come in pretty hot towards the end here. And what we actually can do is we can just move it out of the way, so that these cards are like more in focus. But anyways, let's go ahead and reveal this one. Oh, this is also a 9. This is also my sister's card, and it's a quad 9. 9s across the board there from PCG, so it's actually not too bad. This card's really cool too. This isn't the Marvel version. There is a rarity of this card that is much higher rarity, where it's like a full art on the back, which looks just absolutely ridiculous. Nonetheless, though, it is another cold foil legendary, which is really cool. Okay, we have the Crown of Dominion, which is the Marvel cold foil from Dynasty, which is the latest set of Flesh and Blood. This is my sister's card, actually. I believe this is a Marvel legendary rare, so this is a really expensive card, actually. Unfortunately, it is a silver label, but this card looks absolutely beautiful. The glare will not do this card justice. It looks so good when you're able to see this card in person. But man, it is such a gorgeous card with the texturing on it. And it's going to be a 9, okay? It's not too bad. I'm glad it's at least a 9. It's the highest level you can get from a silver label, at least. 8.5 for the corners really brought it down. Edges and surface at a 9. So that's a little unfortunate. That would have been nice to get a little bit of high rarity on that one. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. The next card, if I remember correctly, this should be another Flesh and Blood card. It is, and it is also going to be a silver. Man, we got kind of destroyed on the Flesh and Blood cards. That's unfortunate. So this is one that I actually pulled, I believe. This was actually on the YouTube channel. I did pull this card when I opened up my own box of Dynasty, which is the Amethyst Tiara. Is this a Marvel? It is the Marvel, yes. Okay, so it is the Marvel, the Cold Foil Amethyst Tiara. I don't think this card's going to see a lot of competitive play, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and reveal it. It is going to be also a 9. Okay, so not too bad. So these 2 cards were actually my cards from the submission, and then the rest of those were my sister's. So I don't think she got the best of luck with her submissions. We got 2 9s. I guess it could have been worse, but I think from this point out, I'm pretty sure the rest of the cards are going to be one-piece cards. So I'm really excited to see what we have in store for those. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look. Here we go. The first one is going to be the Kaido from the OP01 Romance Dawn, and it is a gold label. Here we go. Have a look at that. That looks absolutely stunning. Let's just go ahead and reveal this one. It's gonna be a 10, yo. Dude, the Bandai quality control is so good. So we got the 10s across the board and one 9.5 surface for a grade of 10 on the alt art Kaido leader. It looks so freaking good, yo. What an amazing looking card. I would love to have all the leaders from OP01. They're very difficult to get a hold of, at least nowadays. On initial release, I really should have bought more copies of some of the booster boxes or copies of the cards themselves, but overall, I'm really happy about that. You cannot really complain at all. A 10 grade on the Kaido, that's so good. Next, we have Trafalgar Law from OP01. Let's go ahead and just reveal this one. Oh, it's a 9.5. Okay, 9.5. That's crazy, dude, because the 3 of them are 10s and the 9 for centering. Dude, that's so lame. That is so lame. Dude, that's so close to being so good. But either way, a 9.5 for the Trafalgar Law leader. Pretty good once again. Definitely would have loved to have had the swapped grades. But, I mean, to be honest, the centering is relatively similar between these 2 cards. I can definitely see why they graded a 9. It is a little bit off left to right. Top to bottom is about perfect. But yeah, I can kind of understand why they give this a 9.5. But ultimately, it looks good. I'm really happy that that it graded good. The Trafalgar Law leader looks really, really good. Next on the list is going to be Nami from the set, OP01. So this is the alt art Nami, luckily pulled from my very first booster box of Romance Dawn. I'm hoping that we can get a 10. Oh, 9.5, 9.5, what are we missing? 9 centering and 9.5 edges. Okay, well, 9.5 still looks really good. I think a lot of people would be really, really excited to have this card in their collection. What a beautiful looking card. Really, really, really happy about that. I mean, so far, all of the One Piece cards have graded amazingly, and I guess that's to be expected considering the Bandai quality of the cards is much higher than a lot of other companies out there, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But what a beautiful looking card. 9.5 on the Nami, looking so, so good. We have Yamato. This is the alternate art secret rare. Alternate art secret rare from Romance Dawn. We're going to go ahead and just reveal this. I have 2 submissions of this card, so let's see what it grades. It's going to grade a 10. Oh, yes. 9.5 on the centering, so close to that perfect grade, but nonetheless, another amazing addition to the collection. Alternate art secret rare Yamato. One of the coolest looking cards in the set for sure. I do have a lot of copies of this card. I have 2 alt arts, 2 normal arts, so plenty of Yamatos to go around. I'm really happy about that. That looks amazing. Okay, next is going to be Monkey D. Luffy. Okay, so I do know what the card is in the secret box, which we'll have a look in just a moment. So this Monkey D. Luffy was the pre-release card that you got for participating. And it is going to be a 9.5. We're missing edges and surface, but ultimately still a 9.5 participation Luffy. I unfortunately only was able to participate in 1 pre-release. It was a little bit difficult for me in terms of timing when the pre-release did come out for us. But still, I'm glad I was able to get a copy of this card, get it graded. It looks really, really clean. And then the final card, before we get into the secret box, is going to be the Roronoa Zoro from the Japanese set. We did pull the alternate art leader from the Japanese version of the booster box. And we got a 9.5. I would love to have this card in English, but I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty happy about that. This looks absolutely amazing. Definitely nice to have this one in the collection as well. As I said, I would definitely love it to be the English version, but still having the artwork of this card in my collection, I'm really, really happy about that. So that leads us to the final box here, which is in its own separate sleeved box, which leads me to believe that this is going to be, there you go, it is a pristine card. Okay, let's see how this box opens. This looks kind of crazy. Okay, it's going to open this way. And there it is. Holy dude. Wowzers. Okay, this one's actually not in a sleeve, which is kind of funky. But we have the perfect grade Yamato with a fully golden label. That looks absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if this is actually a different slab. It looks like the same slab, but a perfect grade full board 10 across the board there. It's hard to see because it's such a shiny label, but it is a pristine grade Yamato. That looks ridiculous, dude. Holy crap. I definitely want to put this in a sleeve. I might take off one of these other sleeves and put this one in there instead. But this does have its own box for it, which is ridiculous. Wow, dude. What an amazing looking slab. I mean, just comparing the two, you can see there that they just give you that pristine extra enterprise level label there. That looks ridiculous. PCG going all out. So these Bandai cards are grading really, really well. I definitely want to get this one in a sleeve to protect it a little bit more. But overall, this is a pretty good submission. I'm really happy with how this went. Actually got a lot of good stuff. I definitely want to submit more cards through PCG with the One Piece cards because they obviously grade relatively well. But we have to get cards to actually send off to grade in the first place, which is going to be the big issue, is actually getting the cards that we want to send off. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes moving forward into the future. But man, I am really happy that we got really good grades on the One Piece cards, and the Flesh and Blood cards we got kind of screwed on just a little bit, but it is what it is. You know, can't really control that. But that is going to wrap it up from me. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece card game content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.